Okay, so a couple days ago, I published a video from a watch party for the Toronto Blue Jays. This video has gone crazy. It's got like almost 100,000 views. So I thought I would do a follow-up video, just sharing a few more thoughts about my experience being there, my experience of the World Series, surrounded by like nearly 20, I think there were like almost 20,000 people in that arena. So for context, this wasn't obviously like a ticket for the World Series, which would be selling for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But this was also a sold out event in another arena that hosts the Toronto basketball team and the Toronto hockey team. So this is another famed sports arena, which was only 3 blocks away from where the World Series was happening. The plan was to witness the epic Game 7 victory, surrounded by fans. And then I actually had a backpack with my camera in it. And as soon as the game ended, I was going to run outside and start filming what I thought would be the biggest spontaneous street party in Toronto's history. In Canada, we don't win a lot of sports championships in general. So when it does happen, it kind of like unites the whole country. The whole country watches, the whole country supports, the whole country celebrates. I actually took a train from Montreal to Toronto to be part of it, to be in the center of the celebration. And I just thought it would be a fun experience.
Let's go Blue Jays! Let's go Blue Jays!
I managed to get a ticket for this epic watch party. I got my ticket last minute, so I was like way up top. You can see from the footage, like 3 or 4 rows from the highest possible seat. But it was still great atmosphere up there. You can hear other people in my section shouting things out, and yeah, it was a very rowdy section. But from the moment I got to my seats until I would say around the 7th inning, it was like pure joy and good vibes. And everyone was like so certain that, well, I mean, I can't speak for everyone else, but like at least in me, there was no doubt that the Blue Jays were winning this game. It just seemed like our pitching was doing good. We were finding a way to hit against Ohtani. Ohtani got out of the game as pitcher relatively quickly. Yeah, it just felt like everything was meant to be. And everything was just going so smoothly. And then in the last couple innings, I mean, particularly when it got to be 4-3, I think it's not that people thought we were going to lose. There was just that feeling of like, okay, this is serious now. Like, so when I started filming that last video on the 9th inning, the crowd was loud, but the crowd was also just like a bit subdued in anticipation for the epic moment where you finally win. You know, like it was like the energy of like the 5th and 6th and I guess like the middle innings had toned down a bit, and now it was like the hush before like oh my God, is it actually happening? And so I filmed the 9th inning because I thought I was capturing the moment the Blue Jays win the World Series. I was like, this is going to be so epic. I'm gonna capture like however it happens, like the last strikeout, or if we get an extra run, I'm gonna capture like that last run on my phone, and then I'm gonna cut straight from that, and I'm gonna run outside. And I'm gonna start filming the street parties, and that was my idea for like my epic Toronto wins the World Series video that I was gonna publish on this channel. Funny how that works out, isn't it? So some people have been asking me if I have footage from the 10th inning, the 11th inning, particularly like the moment. People are like, why haven't you filmed the moment where the game ends? Well, because the moment where the game ends, I wasn't filming. The moment where the game ends, I was so nervous. I'd actually left my seat, and I was like pacing back and forth in the hallway, looking at a little TV. And there were a lot of other people doing that too. Like it was chaos. Like everyone was. I mean, to be honest, after the game was tied, it's really interesting, and every sports fan will know this. But it's really interesting the power of momentum, the power of the emotions around you. Because, okay, like it's like you're tied, right? It's now 4-4. You're going to extra innings. You're in the World Series. You're at home. You play in the bottom of the inning, like you're still in a great position to win. At least 50-50, possibly more, because you have the home advantage. But psychologically, after leading for that much and then suddenly it's tied, there was like this feeling of, whoa. And so if I did film the 10th inning, you would just set, like, it was very, very quiet in there. It was very, very, there were no more let's go Blue Jays chants, really. It was just a feeling of like, no, this can't possibly be happening. And then of course when it did happen, when the Dodgers did take the lead, and hey, you know what? Like, I tip my cup to the LA Dodgers. I'm not here to, this is your moment. You won. That's sports, and every team gets their moment. When the initial wave of like taunting from LA and extreme pain and suffering from Toronto fans passes, like in the days or weeks to come, I think even Toronto fans will. Some of them, at least, will reach a point where they want to revisit that moment. Maybe other people who were at the watch party want to feel what it was like there at the end again. And I think the 9th inning was really like exciting because it showed like the whole development from like, we're gonna win this and we're cheering and we're like so sure we're gonna win to like, oh my god, they tied it, to like, oh my god, we just left the bases loaded. And also, like, what the heck was going on in the bottom of the 9th with the I mean, first of all, the out where the foot was on the bag and then off the bag and then on the bag, and it just seemed like that's why I said like that we lost by an inch, because it literally, that was one of the most insane moments I've seen in sports, and I've watched a lot of sports in my life. That was one of those moments where it's like. In soccer, they talk about the hand of God from Diego Maradona. Like one of those moments where you just feel like, oh, like has God just interfered? Like this seems like so unlikely that like the universe is conspiring to make the Blue Jays lose this game for us to not get that run. And then on the following hit, where like for a moment it looks like we might have got a home run, but then you see the two Dodgers outfielders running, and then they literally crash into each other and still make the catch. After that, I was just thinking to myself, like, oh, okay, so again, the universe has bet on the Dodgers. Like, we're not I think that was part of the reason it got so quiet after that, because everyone was just collectively in shock and kind of like, is this a nightmare? Am I even like, is this even real life anymore? You know, like you start to like question your own reality when you see things like that. Anyway, at least that was what was going through my mind. I was just like, okay. So yeah, I didn't film the 10th or 11th. I didn't film much other than what you saw. I filmed the 9th inning because it felt important. And I actually, like, when the game ended, I know some Dodgers fans wanna revel in the Blue Jays' misery. I can tell you about the train ride home, at least back to the place I was staying at, which was like in East Toronto, in the middle of nowhere, because that was all I could find at the last minute. But a lot of very disappointed fans. There was a kid. Yeah, there was this kid who was like 7 years old who was kind of like throwing a temper tantrum about it. He's like, "Oh, I don't even like the Blue Jays anymore." You know, I don't. He was just like, "I want to go home." Like, I don't want to do. And some adults were like trying to cheer him up and say like, "Well, you know, like back in, you know, like 6 months ago, did you expect us to be in the finals of the World Series? Did you expect?" And like kind of like doing that thing where you say like, before, when you've been happy to be here, and the kid's like, well, yeah, you know, like he was trying to, like, they were like trying to talk him into seeing the bright side. But I just saw that kid and I was just thinking like, hey man, like, you know, feel what you're feeling. Welcome to adult life. It was like seeing a kid like experience like getting his heart broken for the first time. It was like, hey man, like, yeah, the real world kind of sucks, but there'll be some good moments too, you know, keep your head up, kid. It was like one of those kind of things. But it was like that times like a million, because like you could probably feel like the pain he was experiencing was just like, kids are more, you know, open with their emotions sometimes, but like every adult was feeling the same thing. So that was the train ride home. I guess that's about all I have to say. If anyone else is a Toronto fan and wants to leave their experiences in the comment section, let us know. For all you LA fans out there, you know, go easy on us, okay? You know, everyone. This is your moment. You know, you get to experience your joy. But there's a yin and yang to the universe. You know, he who is the winner now will one day be the loser. And I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to like tell myself a story to feel better about this devastating loss. Thank you all for watching. As always, I'm Dan. I don't usually make sports videos on this channel, but feel free to check out my other random stuff if you're looking for your local Canadian YouTuber. I'll be back soon with more videos. Adios. What am I doing? I don't know. See you next time. Peace.